decided to come out when I was around 15. So I had known for a couple of years before that I was probably attracted to women. So I decided to come out to my high school friends because I had a huge crush on one of my friends and it was becoming rather obvious. So I decided the smart thing to do would be to just come out to them and get rid of that secret that I had. And they were very supportive and took it in a really positive fashion, which gave me a lot of support. Yes, I did tell my siblings about my sexual orientation when I was around 17. So they reacted in a very positive way. They had some questions to ask me, like, are you sure you don't like men? Have you tried it? Questions that I'm going to have to forgive because that's how a lot of people do react, and it's just a matter of educating oneself. But ultimately they were very supportive, and I think deep down they expected it, so that made it a lot easier for them to digest. And I did end up coming out to my parents a few years after that because of my girlfriend at the time. Our relationship was very intense, so my parents sort of figured that something was up. So they asked me, like, Prarthana, are you seeing this girl? And I was like, yes, I am. I'm a lesbian and I'm dating her. And my mother's first reaction was, it's just a phase. And I was very disappointed, to say the least, but I told her that it's not just a phase, and I've known for several years, and it was up to her to educate herself about these things and not spread that kind of negativity to me. Yes, I have had the privilege of attending 3 of the Pride parades that have taken place in my city. So it was a really surreal experience to see so many queer people out and about on the streets all together interacting, and it's probably one of the most, interesting days that I've ever had in my life, going to those queer parades. It really felt like I was walking into something out of a movie, because the exposure to those kinds of things in real life is very lacking in our society. So it was a really wonderful experience. So yes, there are a lot of people who have inspired me along the way from the LGBTQIA community. Unfortunately, a lot of them are not from India. A lot of them are based in the UK and America, and they put out content on YouTube. So one of them is Rose and Rosie. They're a YouTuber couple from the UK who I love. And then there's Ali Hills, who's also a lesbian woman from America who creates content on YouTube. So I really love their work, and the kind of work they put out has inspired me to try and do the same thing, because it's affected me so much, so I want to give that same thing back. So thankfully, I've not ever faced discrimination per se, but I'm yet to fully enter the workspace, and it is something that I am very worried about. I do wonder how my industry and how my workplace is going to react to realizing that I'm probably in a long-term relationship with a woman or married to her or something like that. It's not something I've had to deal with so far, but it is something that I do worry about dealing with someday. Yes, I would like to say something to homophobic people. You're on the wrong side of history. You're on the side of hate and discrimination, and that side never ends up winning. You can look at any struggle that's ever happened throughout history, and the people who support love, the people who support equality, and the people who support justice are the ones whose stories are going to be written in the history books. And I would just say that you're on the wrong side of history, and there is no reason at all to back up your homophobia. So please let it go. Please educate yourself, and please support the people around you, because that's what will actually end up helping and mattering. I would like to probably tell 13-year-old Prarthana that she will be fine. You can relax. Your parents aren't going to end up hating you because you're queer. You can have a future with your family in your country without having to run away because you're queer. So don't worry so much about that. Please go outside and make some more friends and go watch a movie or something. If I come out to someone and they are perhaps perhaps unsure of maybe the terminology, perhaps they feel a little uncomfortable, perhaps they feel a little shocked. I understand if you feel that way. I would just ask you to educate yourself, take some time before you actually give that person who's come out to you a reaction. If you're feeling something negative, take the time first to think about why you're feeling that way. Use the resources that we have online to educate yourself and then react to them. Please do not give them a spur of the moment negative reaction that you have, because it's going to affect them a lot, because for months and weeks and maybe even years they've been worried about coming out to you. So please treat that with respect, and if there's something that you don't understand, please educate yourself about it. And most of all, remember that they're the same person that they've always been. They're just being a little more open and honest with you now. So please appreciate that and give them all the love and support that